Hey friends, today I want to talk with you about something that all of us live with every single day, even if we don't always notice it: how to actually save your money in a world that glorifies consumption. How to resist social pressure that pushes you to spend on things you don't even need. And how to live a financially smart life when everyone else seems stuck in a race to impress. We live in a strange era, an era where success is no longer measured by what you truly achieve but by how much you can show others that you've achieved where. Instead of aiming for real financial independence or owning assets that give you peace of mind, people are aiming to buy the latest phone, to upgrade their car, to eat at the fanciest restaurants, all just so they can post a photo on Instagram or Snapchat and feel like they belong. But let me be brutally honest. This way of living is the fastest path to financial slavery, because you are literally buying temporary admiration from people and selling your future freedom in return. Imagine a young guy making $2,000 a month, deciding to buy a $50,000 car on credit. Every month, half his paycheck disappears into car installments, and for the next 5 years, he's chained to that payment. Outwardly, he looks cool driving around in the latest model, but behind the scenes, he's broke, stressed, and one emergency away from disaster. Meanwhile, his friend decides to drive a simple, affordable car that he bought cash. Guess what? That friend saves $500 every month, and after 5 years, he's got $30,000 sitting in his bank account. Money he can invest, start a small business with, or put as a down payment on a house. One lived to impress, the other lived for himself, and now the gap between them is massive. This is the real hidden cost of trying to keep up with everyone else. It doesn't just cost you money, it costs you years of your life. The truth is, social pressure doesn't always come directly. Nobody comes to you and says, go buy that car or get that $1,200 phone. Instead, the pressure is subtle. It's in the ads you see, the influencers you follow, the conversations with friends who brag about their new purchases, the subtle comparisons at work when colleagues talk about vacations, brands, or upgrades. You start to feel like you're missing out, like you're falling behind. But here's the shocking part. Most of the people you're comparing yourself to aren't even living the life they show you. They don't show you their credit card bills, they don't show you their loans, they don't show you the nights they stay awake stressing about how to pay rent. They only show you the shiny side. And here's the danger: you compare your reality to their highlight reel, and that is the quickest way to destroy your own financial peace. That's why the first rule of escaping consumerism is to stop comparing yourself to others. Compare yourself only to yourself. Where were you a year ago? Where are you today? And where do you want to be a year from now? That's the only comparison that matters. So how do you fight back against this pressure in real, practical terms? Step 1. Redefine success. Success is not in a fancy car, or a designer bag, or a watch that costs your annual salary. Success is waking up in the morning with no debt hanging over your head, having freedom to choose whether to work or not, having an emergency fund that makes you feel safe, and having investments that grow while you sleep. That is the success that actually changes your life. Step 2. Set up a system for your money. The moment your paycheck lands, take 10 to 20% and move it straight into savings or investment. Treat it as if it doesn't exist. Don't wait to see what's left over at the end of the month, because the truth is, nothing will be left over. Pay yourself first, and you'll be shocked at how fast your savings start to build up. Step 3. Learn to say no. No isn't negative, it's protection. Saying no to the $100 dinner. No to the $1,000 phone upgrade you don't need. No to the fake sales at the mall that are just traps. Every no you say today is a yes to your future self. Step 4. Understand that saving is not deprivation. Saving is not about denying yourself everything. It's about choosing wisely. Instead of buying your 4th pair of sneakers, maybe spend that money on a course that teaches you a skill to increase your income. Instead of spending a month's paycheck on a luxury bag, spend it on a trip that creates lifelong memories. Saving is intelligence, not suffering. Step 5. Invest. Saving alone won't get you freedom, because inflation will eat your money. You have to put your money to work, whether it's gold stocks, index funds, real estate, or even a small side hustle. Make sure your money is growing, because the real difference between the rich and the poor is not how hard they work, but how hard their money works for them. Think about the little everyday choices. How many people upgrade their phone every single year, even though the old one still works perfectly, just so they can flash it on social media? How many people take out loans just to go on vacations they can't really afford, coming back with a bunch of photos but also a pile of debt that lasts years? How many people spend $500 on a brand name bag when they don't even have $500 in their savings account for an emergency? These aren't small choices, they're life-defining choices. And if you want to stand out, you need to be the one who says, I refuse to play this game. You live simply, enjoy what you have, and build wealth quietly in the background while everyone else is exhausting themselves in the consumer treadmill. And one day, the difference will show. When they're still paying off credit cards and loans, you'll have investments, savings, and freedom. And let's be clear, this isn't about being cheap. It's about being strategic. Some of the most successful people in the world live incredibly simple lives. Steve Jobs wore the same outfit every day not because he was poor, but because he understood that his value wasn't in clothes, it was in ideas. Mark Zuckerberg wears a plain gray t-shirt most of the time. Not because he can't afford luxury brands, but because he doesn't care. His focus is on his work, not on impressing strangers. The lesson is this. Why are you trying to prove your worth to a society that doesn't care? Why spend money you don't have, on things you don't need, to impress people who don't even think about you after they scroll past your post? If you really want to save your money and build wealth in today's world, you need the courage to be different, to swim against the current, to say, I'm not less because I didn't buy that luxury item, I'm smarter because I kept my money. I'm not a loser because I didn't upgrade my car, I'm a winner because I'm debt-free. I'm not falling behind because I didn't go on that trip, I'm moving ahead because I'm investing in my future. And the day you can look at your bank account and see enough savings to cover a year of living expenses. The day you can buy a ticket to travel without worrying about debt. The day you realize your money is working for you instead of the other way around. That's the day you'll know you've truly won. So my message to you is simple. Don't let society's fake pressure steal your real freedom. Save aggressively, spend wisely, invest consistently, and build a life where you don't need to prove anything to anyone because you already know you're free. Drop a like if you found this helpful, subscribe for weekly videos, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Be smart and safe.